Doug, man, we got a couple of good episodes coming up here pretty soon, man.
We do. We do. We got a couple of real good episodes coming up. We got Mr. Tom Renz, lawyer, absolute freedom fighter. This guy has been in the trenches for us, literally.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about him, man. So Cameron knows a little bit about our next guest than I do. I'm sorry, but I got to meet him briefly before we got on the show. But and then I kind of did some research on him. But holy crap,
he's done so much for us. He was like the only guy for a while when the lockdowns were happening during COVID and the mask mandates and people. He was the only lawyer fighting against the big machine for human rights. And when grandma couldn't see her family as she's passing away in the hospital because they were separating people and all these things and mandates, and he was in the trenches. He was standing shoulder to shoulder with these frontline doctors, and he's the guy that's behind these frontline doctors, allowing them, making sure that they're allowed legally to say what they're saying, and fighting for the truth to come out. And so Tom has we all owe him a debt of gratitude for some of the work that he's done. We're super excited that he's going to be on the show. We're going to dive into a number of different topics, but healthcare and
we got into what's information and what's disinformation.
Yeah.
I'm not the only one. We're real people too. We put social media. We see all the information out there about the vaccination. Who knows what's real and what's not, and if it's a credible source or whatever. And it takes so much research to find out. Those are the kind of questions we got to ask Tom.
Yeah.
And we got to really find out what's really medically, what should I say? What
has happened?
Real stuff. Things that there's receipts on.
Yeah.
And got to really clear the air about that. And there was 4.8 million people here in Arizona that's been fully vaccinated. That's 66% of our population here in Arizona. So this would be a great episode for if you've had it, or if you know somebody that did get it or didn't get it. This will be a good one to listen to. We're going to really get into some cool stuff and things to look out for, and where they're at with it and what's going on with it. And
very informational.
It's going to be a great episode. Looking forward to letting y'all know about that one.
Yeah, we're excited.
Yeah, so we'll let you know, and that's going to be a good one. Bam.
Check it out.
All right. And then, man, we got another good episode coming up here real soon for you guys. We had a good friend of ours on the show that, is really bringing some incredible stats to our attention. This is going to be kind of a heavy one for us.
Yeah. This is it's a hard one to look at. It's one of those things that I think a lot of the population has not wanted to dare to look at because it's so painful, and the implications of looking at it and understanding what the actual enormity of it and the severity of it is. It makes you now, if you don't do anything about it, if you're not, doing something to speak out against it or support the victims of child trafficking.
There you go.
It's our children are our future, right? This isn't just a slogan. This is, if our children are hurting, our future is hurting. And we have to speak out against this. We have to draw attention to it. There are SWAT teams being sent into homes that are brothels for these children on a daily basis. These kids are needing to be rescued, and the numbers that that we're going to talk about that Mr. Ken Newman is going to shed a lot of light on are hard to look at, but we need to, and this is going to be a huge subject. We're not going to let this one go, and the kids need us. The kids need us.
They do. So. You're so right, my brother. Yeah, this is, they need us to at least pay attention. They need us to look at it. Really, got to look at it. And then Arizona being number 2 in the country for child trafficking, next to California, dude. That's it's definitely something that if you got kids, This is we're going to not only just cover all the numbers and what's going on with it, but we're going to get into like tactics. We're going to get into some of the things that they're doing to get the kids and things that as parents we can look out for. Grandparents, all of us, just be aware of our
awareness and education, man. Education on this topic, it will diminish it.
And if you're educated, that kills the fear too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when you know what's going on, then it goes from fear to awareness. So let's get aware of what's going on, and let's protect our kids, huh?
Looking forward to this episode.
Yeah, yeah, we are. Hope you guys join us on this one. We'll see you soon, right?
Yes, sir.
My man. All right, y'all. Be easy. We'll see you soon. Later. And there we go.
All right.
Yeah, and I'll chop these up, and we'll put them all together, and yeah. And
cool.
I think I'm gonna get a couple adapters for this.
So how do you want to start this one out?
Which one?
Well, whatever we're shooting right now. You want to just
dude, I think
talk on something.
Man, we sure could. We're still.
What do you want to talk about? Giants, frequencies, the shift of frequencies in America over the last week.
Dude, yeah.
Are we getting played? Of course, we're getting played. From which angle are we getting played? How many angles are we getting played?
Man, so
how many people are lying right now?
So I was just reading this thing. This hyperledger banking goes into effect next month.
Oh.
It's this company called Palantir, if I'm saying it right.
Yes.
Palantir.
Yep.
And it's more than just like it's your banking, it's your driving, it's everything about your movement, all based on security.
Oh yes, and, it's the track every single
your tax filing, your bank, your mortgage information, social credit. They're implementing the whole social credit score, the whole central bank and cryptocurrency. Everything's going to be all linked to it.
So we are going to be China. All right.
And this goes into effect with Palantir in October 2025. Y'all look it up yourself.
I tell you what, if you don't know your rights coming up here, it's going to be, they're going to start taking them with your permission because you didn't even know it was yours to give away. Yeah. Like all, like on our phones, all the disclaimer and the agreement and whatever. Who reads it? Nobody reads it.
And,
it's just going to be that all over the place. And if you're not aware of what your rights are, they're just going to be taking them, and they'll have ownership of basically everything that you are.
Dude, what's the saying? If you don't exercise them, you lose them.
Yeah.
And it kind of goes along with that, like the WHO. They're telling people that they're talking about redoing the laws. They don't want this pandemic thing to go away, and they're getting into this whole biosecurity thing. So like people that are using biosecurity for their phones are going to be able to it's going to get real weird here real quick. And guys like us, we're trying to do a podcast. So yeah, everything is embedded into social media, and it's like, geez, man, I'm setting up some of these accounts, bro, and it's like allow, and I'm like, I don't wanna.
Right.
But it's like
cookies.
Dude, oh my God, dude. It's like I got it, man. And it's but here we are. Our sacrifice for your knowledge.
We're all sacrificing together. We're all just a bunch of guinea pigs. You know what I mean? They're just trying. Dude. You more than me. Well, I don't know. I got a physical every year playing baseball, and got some kind of shot usually. You updated on your tetanus shot? Sure. I don't know. I don't step on very many rusty nails, and now from what I'm hearing and reading, if you do step on a rusty nail, that tetanus shot really isn't what's going to help you.
No.
Yeah.
What the hell is it?
I don't know, man.
Some Neosporin in a bed.
Yeah,
that's all bad.
Exactly.
Too.
Yeah,
that's all for industrial bull crap, man.
Rub some dirt on it, keep walking.
The dirt's better for you than the Neosporin.
Absolutely,
bro.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God, man. Yeah, dude. So
better to get a sunburn than put on that sunscreen, right?
Yeah, this Palantir place is that's kind of wild, dude. I just saw this thing, them guys pop up recently. It was in some meeting with the government or something, and now here's this whole thing.
It's going to just be your whole life tracked.
The mark of the beast?
They're already doing it in China, so China, the dragon, they're already, you got a social credit score. Everybody on their phone basically gets an app, which is like the state app.
Yeah.
And you get your score. And if you do this, that, and the other thing wrong, they got it. And this is, largely in the big cities, Beijing and where there's just ridiculous amounts of people.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but these social scores, depending on your score, depending on how you can interact in society. So like if you got a low score, now you can't go to restaurants and stuff.
Yeah, you'll get locked out of your car. You'll get locked out of your bank account. You will. I mean, we already saw sprinkling of that, in Canada and stuff, where they're locking people out of their bank accounts for helping the truckers and all that stuff. And so they're sprinkling it in over here on the West, but that's the goal, right? Is to have every single thing in your life tracked. In fact, they made a movie about it. I think it's called The Circle. I think Tom Hanks is the star, and he's basically it's like he's the owner of Google, and and he's like, to know the most is good, to know everything is better, or something like that. But like, it's where they have everybody's information. You're always tracked. There's cameras on it's total Big Brother. These things, or whatever is next, is going to take like your heart rate and your blood pressure, and they're going to know every single vital at every single second, so that they know when you're feeling pressure, and they know when your heart rate and you feel fear, that those algorithms are reading you, so that they know how to now market to you better or scare you better, or they're going to read everything and know how to manipulate the crap out of you. And because they know how to manipulate the crap out of you, they're going to go, we know more about you than you know about yourself, and so we should be in charge of you.
Trust us.
Because you're making poorer decisions than we can make for you.
That's why we're texting. Your body looks like shit right now.
Giant system that doesn't have that has never had your best interest at heart. So that's what's coming down the pipeline. I mean, whether you like it or not,
facial recognition thing is nuts.
They're going to push that on us. It's whether you resist or not, is going to be the question.
And the hats that they're coming out with that keep the facial recognition from recognizing.
Yeah.
They're all, everybody's coming out with technology.
Just walk around with a stocking, old school.
It's something about something in the clothing. God, it's been a minute since I've seen this. I might be jacking this all up, but it's something. There's technology out there, and there's people like something with the clothing or something with the hats that throws off the signal. Technology kind of jams it, so they can't really.
It is going to be energy warfare. So I've been saying this for a while, just from working with the technologies that I've worked with, and then also understanding that, and pretty much everybody understands what comes through these things is not good for us. This is a chaotic signal that you're not supposed to put up to your head. And in fact, it says that in the agreement that you were like, yeah, sure. But it's just going to be everywhere, and we can't escape it. It's going to be either you recognize it and you're going to be okay with being without it and go live in the woods or live separated from it in some capacity, or they're really going to. It's going to be, you can't operate in society if you don't have this.
Yeah. Yep.
And
we talked about this over a decade ago. One day I'm like, oh no, it will never get like that. Our government, land of the free and blah blah blah, and and here we are. Where if you talk to somebody from Europe, they will think that we're the most communist country in the world, man. Because, you know, and anyone, like when I was stationed in Germany back
communist perverted degenerates.
I was in I was in the Netherlands somewhere, and drinking with a bunch of guys, man, and they said that it was like, you know, America's, you know, so communist, and I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
You know, dude, like Germany's like 10 minutes away, and you're calling us, you know, and you know, it was back then, you know what I mean? You know, 21-year-old and half cocked, you know, in the Air Force. And they was like, yeah, you know, you guys got to have a license to fish. You got to go through the government to hunt. You got to go through the government to get this. And he was just going down this list. And I was like, so?
What about it?
And just salty. And it was like, man, I didn't, you know, things are just so subtly put on us, you know, and we don't realize, but you know, they was like, no.
George Carlin says, you know, that guy was ahead of his time. He was like, they give us all these options of like ice cream, you know, but you really only get one option of this or that. You know, we get two options of leaders, right? We get the Democratic nominee and the Republican nominee.
Right.
Usually, you know, I wouldn't want my kids to hang around either of them, you know, and I'm not taking much advice from them.
No,
you know,
no,
as people, but that's what they give us. That's what they put in front of us. But
you can get
with this,
or you can get with that.
You can get 28 million different flavors of ice cream, and so you know you have freedom in America.
That's what that is.
That's what that is. And yeah, he says it better than I do, but
yeah, dude. It's we're, you know, the more we get into this show, you know, we're always trolling the internet and just learning some crazy things, man. And there's just so many things that's implemented into our day to day. You know, I just realized or learned that the story about Ronald McDonald, the true story behind Ronald McDonald. That dude was a real carny. And it was like 1920, it was like a bunch of kids missing. And this guy was taking and killing kids, dude. And so it was years later that McDonald's got a hold of it, and the clown literally had the same getup as the clown did back in, it was like the early late 1800s, early 1900s, somewhere in there. And so the Ronald McDonald was a real guy back in the day, man. And he was a carny, and he was taking kids, and he got caught, and I think they killed him or something like that. But I
mean, why wouldn't McDonald's name their
they
mascot?
Gave the same exact getup as he used in the carnival, is the same exact getup that McDonald's used on Ronald McDonald, and the same name.
No kidding.
And the same name. His name was Ronald McDonald. Yeah,
I haven't eaten there in a long time. I stopped eating there. I'll get a Wendy's every once in a while, which I'm probably, who knows,
probably the worst of the worst.
But at least, yeah, I don't know. I know
we don't hate on nobody, but y'all know y'all
Yeah.
bad.
If I get hungry enough, though, and I'm on the run,
man, the Filiberto's, dude.
Oh yeah, Filiberto's, Julio Berto's. They got a whole bunch of Bertos.
Oh my goodness, good, dude. Though. Yeah, man. And then I found that same thing with Goofy.
Goofy.
Yeah, from the Disney characters. Yeah, that was a real kid. Yeah, in the early I think it was like 20s. And they nicknamed him Goofy, and he was in this insane asylum for kids. And the kid laughed himself to where his throat started bleeding and all this kind of stuff. And that laugh that Goofy has mimics this kid. His real laugh in this insane asylum. And this was like 10 years later, right? And so the jawline and the teeth and everything were from this kid. So the Disney animators were shown a picture of this kid that they called Goof from the insane asylum, and they got that Goofy's jaw from this kid's photograph.
Wow. And
his teeth and the laugh, they had recorded it. And they made that part of Goofy's laugh. But that was a real kid. And so what was it, years later, when, you know, then they start releasing Goofy cartoons, the kids that were in that asylum with them that was listening to these things on the radio was freaking out, dude. Because they went to sleep listening to this kid just good and like all day and all night until his throat blew out.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's a gnarly backstory.
Yeah, well, yeah. You know, that you know, Halloween's coming.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the dark side of our animation, you know, of our childhood animation, dude, is gnarly, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's a little something to what the hell probably people are jumping on Google right now. It's like,
right.
Yeah, that's
I mean, by now everybody knows Disney's putting all kinds of weird stuff into their movies and shows and
the video of
that's not even conspiracy theory anymore, you know.
Of like
pretty out there.
Of Mickey making Swiss cheese with his boner.
Yeah.
In the black and whites, dude. And he's in there pulling that thing over. He's just like, yeah.
Yeah. And some happy organ music in the background.
Bro, I'm like, no. And I had to pull it up and look at it myself. It was like, are you effing kidding me, dude? And yeah, he was all boned up, man, making Swiss cheese.
And there's another one where he and Minnie are like hugging, but Minnie's dress is like clearly a big old wiener, you know, and like,
oh my God, man. Dude.
It's everywhere. It's everywhere. And it's all littered all over Disney.
Oh, dude, you know, what's crazy is, you know, remember the Little Mermaid from back in the day, right? You remember how they had the wiener on the castle, like on the old school thing, man? And our parents like, why is there a wiener for a tower in the castle?
Yeah. And then when they're getting married on the boat at the end, the pastor's got a boner.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude, that is crazy, man. You know what? I still have that I still have that VHS, bro, with the old school cover with the wiener on
it. Keeping that one?
Man, I got a whole box of them. I got like over 30 of those, like collector, like still like the VHS and the original packaging, original boxes.
Whole bunch of Disney wiener drawings.
Yeah, before they were corrected, you know, because a lot of over the years they've gone back and they've corrected some of those. And
right, like what they're showing on TV and on Netflix now is But if you got the old VHS,
yeah, those were unedited, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those were the good ones. And my little brother was stationed out there in Yokota, Japan for a while in the late 90s, and man, he brought me back that one Disney joint from the vault that they stopped selling out here, the Song of the South. And that was the black dude with the two like little white kids, you know, and they deemed it racist and everything. And it was like, Mr. Bluebird on my shoulder. That's where all that came from, right?
Yes, the Tar Baby, the Brer Rabbit and the Tar Baby. Was that Disney? Brer Rabbit and the Tar Baby. Remember that? Uncle Remus stories.
I remember Uncle Remus. Yeah, but that Song in the South, and there was some songs that, you know, that carried, you know, throughout our old childhood, you know what I mean? And then there was several of those movies that they vaulted, and I actually had a copy of that Song of the South from Japan, because they played the hell out of it.
Oh, really?
Apparently they did, man.
Japan likes some country music, man. They love country music.
Yeah, they do. Oh my God, the whole 50s thing. There's a huge them dudes out there with the grease back hair.
The greasers. Yeah, the
bro with the leather jackets and everything, like Fonzie in it. Oh, dude, yeah, dude. So yeah, there's some like Disney had one hell of a history, and there's some vaulted. There's some vaulted joints, man, that re-released today.
Well, you know, and it's back then it was so cleverly put in, you know, and
cultural acceptance back then, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you had to sneak it in there. You had to be so subliminal about it, right? And to where it took us a few decades to catch it.
Yeah.
With now, it's just like they just put it right out there for, you know, they're just like whacking off on stage pretty much, you know.
It's so wild, man.
I mean, all these artists and stuff, like it's just basically like it's strip teases on stage. You know,
big time, man.
Whether it's Beyonce or you know, Doja Cat or whoever any of these people.
Ain't nobody safe anymore, man. You got black people doing white face or white people doing black face, and it's like, man, you know, do you think do you think any other race would get mad if you did their face, like their skin?
Yeah.
You know, like if you did red.
Is it a problem in South America where they're doing too much yellow face? You know, is this why is this?
Yeah, that's kind of a little out of control, man.
Yeah.
There's that dude that's online, man, that did the whole NASCAR boy.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen him? Was it Drewski or some shit like that?
Oh my gosh, was that crazy?
And he did, but the thing is, and I think I posted it. So then this white dude in the hills in the South looked exactly like this character that Drewski put together at NASCAR with the whole white face and the damn the wig and everything with the tattoo and how big
looked exactly. So they copied that guy and made Drewski look like that guy. Like,
no, Drewski just put the guy together because he figured, you know, that's what NASCAR people look like, you know, with the he looks straight Southern, right?
So he just made his doppelganger.
So this guy saw the video, was like, why does he look just like me? He does, dude. This whole character that Drewski put together looked exactly like.
It was crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah. So this guy, I mean, real haircut, real everything. He was like, everything looked exactly like Drewski and whiteface, dude.
And Drewski's black, not like super black. He's kind of a little bit lighter skin, but he's. I mean, this was. White bumpkin,
dude, he had like damn coveralls, man, and titties all
one nipple hanging out,
bro. It was classic as hell, man. And this old boy from the South said, "You nailed it." And I mean, dude, it looked exactly like this dude. Like and this guy's like, "Man, Drewski, if I can get, man, if you see this, holla at me, man. You come on out here, bro, and we'll go to a NASCAR race together, man. You got a spot at my table, man." And he just, now that's how you show love on some damn comedy, bro.
That's right.
You know what I mean? God dang, and, you know, and that's what made me happy. You know, made me smile about the whole thing. You know, because everybody gets so mad, you know, blackface, whatever, like face this and face that. And then, you know, because Chappelle's done it, you know, in a couple of his skits.
Oh, my God.
And that
he did awesome. Arguably the best.
Oh, my God, dude. Shout out to Chappelle, dude.
Amazing.
Man, brother, that was during the draft, the black people draft. Remember, it was and everybody was going after different people.
Yeah.
That was fucking solid, dude. Yeah, man. But when that boy popped up on the South, man, and he said, "Brother, that is the best shit I've ever seen. You got a spot on my table, man. Come on out here, man. You got to hit me up if anybody knows him. Make sure he sees this video. Hit me up."
But that just shows you, if they can do it with Drewski and make him look like that guy, you know, and they're so good at it now. They're so good at, you can create you into a completely different person. You know, we could make you look like Dave Chappelle. You know, we can make you look like.
Yeah, it was. I think during the Bush years, George Bush, not George W. George Bush, and I think it was like his Secretary of Defense, or it was like it was a lady that was in charge. She was kind of like the Q on 007. You know, that was in charge of like getting all this cool technology for spyware and all this kind of stuff, right? For spies use. And she, if I remember right, she had like made a face of somebody that was part of the cabinet, right? You know, and they were sitting in the office.
Yeah.
And they were just sitting there. And the lady said, "We got one more thing we'd like to show you, and it's already here."
What president was this?
George Bush.
It was Bush. Okay.
So that's how far ago. You know, this is 12, 15 years ago, dude.
Yeah.
And she's sitting, and she said, "George Bush is sitting right next to me," and I pulled that mask off right there from him about
George W.
Yeah. And he was she pulled that mask up, and the whole time he thought she was somebody else.
Sitting right next to him.
Right next to him with that freaking mask on.
So they were that good back then.
Yeah, I mean, you seen the movies, MI6, they go in there and put the little face in there and everything. And man, there is some truth to that. You know, who knows that exactly technology, but dude, and then
they got
stuff.
You know, things that can change your voice too, so they can make you sound exactly like, look exactly like, and sound exactly like pretty much anybody that they want to.
Yeah, have you seen what that movie with Married with Dick and Jane? Dominated got the mister.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got some stuff out there that changed. Well, they've had that stuff since the 80s. We was using that back then, putting socks over the thing. Hello. Man, this is, who the hell?
Honestly, it's scary to think about just how much they've been manipulating us. And we things that we just take for granted, you know, there's some talking heads. There's some people that we see talk to us on a daily basis, you know, on the news. Who knows
what the hell we're looking at on TV, man?
They're probably, half of them are probably just completely AI.
If we're seeing robots, that means that they've been out for a long time. It's like the SR-71 Blackbird. They, you know, that thing was flying and doing missions, and then all of a sudden it was brought out in the mid 80s, right? And it was okay. So if this technological marvel was finally found out in the 80s, man, they don't make an airplane like that in a couple of years, dude.
That's a, you know what I mean? Decades long project.
You know, that's 20, 30. That was going on in the 20s and 30s. They was putting some things together for this. You know what I mean? And testing all the different skins and paints and all the metals and alloys and all that kind of stuff. And
then they had AI in the
absolutely
in the system in the SR-71.
Yeah.
Which, even if it was, I think it like first went in use in 71. Is that why they call it the SR-71? I know it was worked on in the 60s.
Yeah, and that was a big part of why we have Area 51. It was developed for the SR-71 Blackbird program.
Okay.
And and actually the Russian satellite caught a shadow of it. So they'd had it sitting on a post, like a mock, a model of it, right? And because it's sitting on a post, it casted a shadow down onto the ground. Well, they knew when the satellites would come, so they moved the prototype, whatever, off the post where they were doing the testing and everything. But it had left a cool spot on the ground. So then the satellite picked up the shadow on the ground, even though the plane was removed. So they had an idea of something was going on out there, and that's why there's like most of that stuff, everything out there in Area 51 is all underground.
Okay.
And so that was back then. And my mom has actually got a pretty crazy story. My grandparents were all Air Force. Mom traveled. She's been in some pretty crazy places. And
her parents?
Yeah. Both grandma and grandpa were both Air Force, and so was mom.
Thank your whole family for their service, man. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Every time I got around grandparents, all right, tell me a war story. Yeah. I want to hear some stories. Don't you tell that boy that story. Grandpa did some crazy stuff, and he left in the middle of the night and come back until the morning. He did a lot of stuff with pilots, and so he had some pretty cool stories, And mom was telling us as kids, and this is before they declassified the SR-71, and she told us that story growing up. I remember, this plane, it was that long nose and these big old, there was this guy standing up, and he was like, all right, mom. All right, mom.
But I think you were leading to that. If they're just showing us AI, they've had it for a long time. This was kind of like drones you can buy a drone at a mall kiosk now. If we're doing that, they've had that technology for decades.
Well,
decades
this was when she was a girl. This was before she was in. She was still living with grandma and grandpa, traveling around. And she saw this when so she said, I guess it was early 50s, like 52, 53. She saw this. She was like, couldn't sleep. She said she walked down a patio. She by the, they would always stay by the flight line. They saw them wheel this thing out, right? And she wouldn't, it was hush hush kind of thing. She didn't look like, she said, it looked like a spacecraft. And so it was years and years and years later, bro. We're sitting on the couch, and all of a sudden that thing pops up on TV. This thing declared because they shot one down.
Oh.
And that's when it all became declassified. And she was like, oh my God, kids, that's what I saw. That's what I've been telling you about. We was like, what? Yeah.
So she had been seeing it?
So that was the plane SR-71. She saw that when she was a little girl in the early 50s when, when her parents, she wasn't in the Air Force, but she was just a little girl. And grandma and grandpa were in the Air Force at the time. But yeah, she thought it was a freaking, some kind of alien thing, and then the thing pops up on TV. We're sitting over there in the couch. Oh my God, that's what I saw.
If you think about like 100 years ago, or whenever Tesla died, whenever they basically blew up his laboratory and took a bunch of his patents and took a bunch of his inventions and pretty much took all of them.
They needed that tower for the war effort.
Yeah. And whenever that happened, now the government had all of that information, everything that Tesla was working on, which, free energy, 0-point energy, levitation, basically the secrets of electromagnetism and harnessing the ether, all of what is around us, all this energy that's around us, which is essentially the fifth element. Mm-hmm. At that point, they had that now.
Yeah.
And they stole it from him. Yeah. And they've been using that at their will under our noses. And I who am I? But I think that anything that we call UFO or alien or any of that is here. It's here, but it's not coming from out there. It's here, and either we're manipulating it or we're getting ancient knowledge. You ever heard that?
Oh yeah.
We're trading gold for ancient knowledge to the lizards in the caves underneath Antarctica.
There's a really cool little documentary, like I think it's on Netflix. It's called like the Lost Century. And this guy's got receipts, man. It was like this letter to one of these high CEOs of Lockheed Skunk Works, and he was asked, what is it, UFOs? It's like, hey, look, that whole thing about UFOs, yeah, that's Skunk Works. And it's a handwritten, it's not a typed, it's a handwritten document. It's got names and everything, man. That is an incredible documentary watch called The Lost Century. That one was that was an eye opener. I was like, what the hell? And, they get into CERN, and when that thing opened up in 2012, that'll open up some portals.
Have you ever watched that opening ceremony for CERN? It's the most check it out. It's
thing in the world.
Oh my! When my brother showed it to me, he showed it to me in like 2018, 2017, 2018, something like that. I think it was in 2013 that they did it. 2012, 2013 that they opened it up. And they got the statue of Shiva, which is basically the god of destruction.
Yeah, now I knew they had that
outside
out there.
Their main gates, and basically it's this giant particle collider that goes in between France and Switzerland.
Several countries, right?
It's right on the border of France and Switzerland, up in the mountains, and it's got all this demonic lore behind it. But this is a multi-billion-dollar project where they're basically, shooting particles at opposite ways and slamming them together at about the speed of light, so that they can recreate the Big Bang, so that they can find the guard particles, so they're messing with all kinds of, they're trying to open portals, and even Stephen Hawking sent him a letter before he died, and he said, "You guys don't know what you're doing. Stop what you're doing. You're going to pull things into, through portals that you don't know what you're doing. Stop."
I remember when they were talking about, man, it could possibly suck the whole Earth into the whole thing, man. There was a lot out there before they fired this thing up. They were talking a lot about how massive it was, and the magnets, and just the power of this thing.
Yeah.
And
this opening ceremony was the most weird, demonic, zombie-looking dancing, and these ghost-looking things all over the place, and these rows of people with these giant trumpets, while these people are all like these primitive-looking people, and it's all this big act. It's all this big like total production. It was a huge.
What happened to just
2-hour
ribbon
production? Yeah. Start your engines.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, they went to great lengths to do some really creepy, demonic, Satan worshiping stuff at this opening ceremony. So much that they've got all these people dancing around, and all of a sudden there's this guy with a goat head, in a full suit goat head, walking around, and he looks like he goes up and fornicates with one of the human women, and then out comes this other goat head thing, and
because that is part of science.
Right.
What the world?
So that one opened my eyes when he showed me that. I watched that thing with my mouth open, just going, "Oh my God, there are billionaires in the crowd here, because there was a big crowd they had of this opening ceremony. It's a big deal. And these people are like, yes. Oh, such great. Oh, just beautiful. Beautiful. And I'm like, oh, God. I feel dirty just watching it. It's, check it out.
Pretty gnarly,
Check it out. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
CERN, opening of CERN.
Yeah, that's
the Large Hadron Collider is what is. CERN is the company. And if you look at the CERN logo, it's like a 6, a 6, and then a 6.
Oh, yeah. Why hide it?
You know what I mean? No, yeah, they're not trying to. Yeah, they're.
My boy, man. You know, I'm so glad we got a spot like this, man. We can discuss some wild stuff, and you know, and the thing about it is, man. I mean, we actually like jump on. So you know, so we see stuff like this, and we jump on. It's like we've got some people in our network that we can actually tap into, and it's like, hey, look, is this real? And I'm like, unfortunately, yes.
Yes.
You know,
and this is all things that you can go look up on the internet. You know, it's there for you.
Yeah, instead of looking at what who's playing the football game. You know,
yeah, do a little research.
Do a little research. You know,
dive down a rabbit hole. You know.
Yeah, there's some crazy stuff coming, and we're gonna just share some really we're gonna have some episodes where we just sit back and just kind of bullshit about some stuff that we've been learning over the next couple, the last time we sat down with each other. And
you know, the world's such an exciting place, you know, and there's such incredible things possibly coming down the pipeline.
Yeah,
I think there's going to be some horrific things as well, you know, as life goes.
It's just like everything, you know, the internet. They said it was going to be good, it's bad. You know, they're using it for child trafficking, and they're using it to start businesses that are helping promote and do some wild things, and you know, some charities.
And then obviously, you know, all guns are bad. Yet my 20 guns have never shot anyone, never murdered anybody. You know, so there's just, you know, there's two ways of looking at it.
They got names? You got names for them all? No, man. You know, I got mine. You know, and I got my few that I make sure I'm proficient at those. I kind of.
Do you have names for your guns?
Ma Bell.
Okay.
That's the one that I've got scoped.
Okay.
You know, and for you old heads, because that goes back to the old telecommunications. I'll reach out and touch somebody. Nice. So when I gotta reach out and touch somebody, I'll go grab Ma Bell.
Okay. All right.
You know, you can.
They're gonna hear you.
Yeah. Well, no, they'll just they'll feel it before they hear it. Yeah. You know, that's you can run, but you'll just die tired.
Now I'm scared.
Oh man,
it just got a little colder in this room.
No, that goes back to Air Force ammo days, man. We had a couple of slogans, and that was one of them, man. That was "We live so others may die," and you can run, but you only die tired. You know, I built explosives. You know, I built bombs and missiles, and so you know. We was
cold-blooded.
Yeah, you know, that was Air Force. You know, we're supposed to be, you know, clean cut. You know,
right. You're the fly boys.
You know? Oh, you know, building these things. You know, all these poor people, they're gonna catch this bomb. You know, but no, we was like, hell yeah. Man, we was sending stuff in. Overseas. You know, there was some stuff that was getting. You know, when I was in Germany, there was some stuff that was getting moved around. We was writing stuff on the bombs, and you know, get some DEXA. That's the Greek word for like get some or for fight or some shit.
Okay.
Yeah, man, it's been a while, man. We used to write stuff all over those, and then the dumbass guys would get out there on the flight line. They didn't know about explosives, and they in permanent marker they were writing on the radome where the lasers got to look through, and it was just ruined the missiles, man. I mean, killed them before we even get them off the plane, dude. Oh my God, dude! And that was a critical default, man. We had to pull those things off the plane and completely switch them out, dude. They ruined all kinds of stuff. That was some funny shit.
Oh man,
people writing, get some, and everybody was writing on the bomb.
I'm sure that's a little bit of an expensive mistake.
Oh man, yeah.
How much of my tax dollars per
went to radomes? Yeah. You get like a 19, 20-year-old dude, man. Military, multi-million-dollar military assets, bro. It's they're not always used for what they're designed for. I'm just saying.
Man, I can only imagine how much trial and error there is.
We had a good time, bro. We had a good time, man. But man, we have another good week, bro, and I'm looking forward to our next couple episodes. We got some really good people coming in, and we're gonna be shouting out to some people, and man, we got some good stuff happening with the algorithm artists coming up, and Halo.
Should we talk about the art?
Let's manifest that with the Zen water people.
Okay, let's talk about that. Yeah.
Man, so our buddy Shannon Rich, that just did chingazos.
Shannon the Cannon. Most MMA fights, most professional MMA fights in history.
Yeah, and he's
he just didn't say no ever. 8-time world champion, heavyweight world champion in bare knuckle. I think he fought in Pride. And he's been all over the world. 8-time world
Russia
champion.
Russia and Germany. My man he traveled
kickboxing, MMA, bare knuckle. I mean, this guy has done it all, and now he's got Chingazos, his own bare knuckle boxing championships that he just had. Was a huge success. Looked like just a badass party down in Rocky Point.
It did.
Chingazos bare knuckle. Check it out. It's gonna be big time. Put on a great show, bunch of good fights. Looked like they had a fireworks, a beach party, DJ.
They went all
I was so sorry I couldn't get down there and get
to it. Man, I'm trying to tell you that. But next year, bro, we will be front and center ringside for that one, dude. Yeah. Hell yeah. And so Mike Tyson was in town, man. And so he's doing this whole thing with health and wellness.
Mm-hmm.
And he's traveling, and there's different people that they're depending on what city they're kind of attaching people with them, And so when he was here in Phoenix, some of the promoters, Johnny and Corey, they put on the one that was here, and they got this Zen water. They call it Zen water.
Water.
That's the name of it, Zen water. And you can check it out, zenwater.com. Man, they've got this. It's like the only water that's out there right now that's infused with frequency.
I love it. Love it already.
And it's the frequency that gives you all the energy, and it gives you all the clarity, and just gives you just all the good stuff that you need, just to go about the day. And so it totally replaces an energy drink and supplements. And it's all frequency. It's just frequency. That's and then awesome. They put it in an aluminum can. I did some reading on it, man, already. They put in an aluminum can that doesn't have any plastics or any kind of crazy lining in it for preservatives and all that kind of stuff. So you don't get into the endocrine receptors and all that stuff that affects that and
endocrine disruptors.
Thank you. And dude, it's just a wonderful, wonderful product. And you can actually order if you go to their website, zenwater.com. You can actually get cases of this already. And we just had a great conversation talking about the algorithm artist, things I was doing with that. But, and then, of course, the MK Ultra experience. But, my man right here with Halo, you can kind of see the machine in the shot here with this frequency therapy machines that healed me. I'm telling these guys, like, look, we got to partner up. I was like, yeah, you guys got this all aligns.
Sounds like there's a ton of possibilities there.
Oh man, and with what you're doing with the stores, and the projections that you guys got, and then you got the Cricket Association that's popping off, and instead of energy drinks and Gatorades and all this other kind of stuff, man, we can have Zen water out there.
I love it.
Make it healthy. And
I wonder how many different frequencies they can put into it and have did you talk to them about the different flavors / different frequencies? Is there one more for melatonin release and better for when you're going to bed, or is there one to get you up before you go into the game?
I didn't see one on their website, but we know that that's possible.
Right,
like guys over at Verve.
432 is a much more healing frequency, which is what music used to be tuned to until they changed it to 440 hertz, which is more disruptive and evokes a different energetic frequency in our bodies. And 111 supposed to be, and then 1111 hertz is supposed to be also really, really good for DNA repair and healing. And so I'm wondering.
This is exactly why we're trying to get this thing hooked up, man. So we got a really badass meeting coming up this weekend about, you know, their frequency water, his frequency healing, and how we can partner up and make this a run. So you're going to see the Zen water. We'll hope we can get some on the show and just get them embedded into everything we're doing, get them into some of the military stuff, the veteran stuff that we're doing. And they're just some really, really good people.
And they're partnered up. Really good things. Excuse me. They're partnered up with Mike Tyson.
Yeah, I'm not sure how intimate that partnership is. Okay. I know that when Mike came out here, they were the big promoter for the event. And so I'm working on it to see if I can work my way into a commission that I can do with Mike that we can promote. Like everything from his weed brand to his health and wellness and just whatever he's doing. And then, and now that we know him and Mayweather are actually contracted, it is signed, sealed, and delivered.
I can't believe it.
It's an exhibition fight. It is labeled. It's not a fight, you know, like they did before, like him and.
You know what, man? I don't want somebody that old that's been to fight. You know what I mean? Like.
No, I mean, I don't know. I do.
I do.
Man, you talking to somebody that used to watch the bum fights back in the day on fights. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Okay, please don't hate me for that, man. I'm awful.
The worst.
I know it was awful.
But you couldn't turn away. You couldn't turn away. I mean, I kept watching.
I mean, we got
watch like this.
Yeah, I mean, I knew I was going to go to hell for watching it.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I just couldn't turn it off. It was still funny as hell. Oh, I know.
It's one of those where you ask Jesus for forgiveness and me on the drive home.
Well, I mean, I had something to pray for on Sunday. Had a reason to take my ass to church on Sunday. That's for sure. Man, dude, but man, we got some good stuff coming up, man. We really do appreciate y'all hanging out and love, like, share, tell somebody about this, especially about these next couple episodes we got coming on. About the vaccination and about the about child trafficking. I mean, that's directly affected our state here in Arizona, and we're going to talk about how to get right and how to be aware and get rid of the fear. Nobody needs to live in fear.
No, just need to be educated and prepared.
Exactly.
If you're educated and prepared, then you don't have to live. You don't have to make decisions out of fear. You make decisions out of awareness and education.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, like we say, you know, we like to see everybody elevate, evolve, and expand. We don't like to see mind control. We like to see us be in control of our own minds. We love that shit.
He's M, I'm K. This has been ultra fun.
One hell of an experience.
Hell of an experience.
We out of here, my brother. Be easy, man. We'll see you next time.
Appreciate you guys.
Later, guys. Good stuff, man. Don't run off of my mic.
Oh, yeah.
Can you tell I've done this before? I collect my mics as soon as the shit's okay.